Iran. This time, Goldberg and the Israelis want us to buy into all of their propaganda without a valid major premise. Their argument presupposes that Iran has made the decision to develop nuclear weapons and is hard at work on such a program, which is why they want Americans to believe whether there's evidence or not. The fawning corporate media, FCM, and the neocons who brought us the war in Iraq and, of course, the president himself, speak as though Iran has restarted work on nuclear weapons, part of their nuclear energy program. Then he goes on to document how that is not the case. Now how they've tried to get their uranium enriched outside the country so that it can be proven that it's not weapons grade, how the Russians isn't anywhere near weapons grade, and how they're claiming now that when the Russians deliver this uranium, that they're going to be able to have nuclear weapons, so they've got to launch a new attack now. Joint Chiefs Chairman Admiral Mike Mullen and CENTCOM Commander William Fox Fallon have been living in fear of Cheney-inspired order to commit U.S. forces to war with Iran. Fallon actually had told retired Colonel Patrick Lang a few months before Fallon was removed, "We are not going to do Iran on my watch." Fear? Yes, fear, an altogether sensible reaction. No commander worth his salt looks at the prospect of being brought in to the receiving end of an order that could decimate his troops and lead to a wider war for which his forces would not be adequate. On a moral basis, no commander wants to be faced with the choice between having to resign on principle on the one hand and carrying out an order that he knows to be fatefully misguided on the other. Good sense prevailed over Cheney's strong objections, and Bush sent Mullen to Israel in June 2008 with intentions and instructions to warn the Israelis in no uncertain terms not to provoke war with Iran. And now he goes into how they're rewriting history about what happened, claiming they went to Iraq to bring democracy, not that they went into Iraq lying about WMDs. Now, we've gone over that report. Continuing, here is the report from Kurt Nimmo at Infowars.com. And it has the accompanying video clips in the article. Iran attack this week. Former interim UN ambassador and leading neocon John Bolton went on Fox News on Friday and sounded the alarm bells over Russia's pending delivery of nuclear fuel to Iran's Bashir reactor. If Israel plans to attack Bashir, Bolton said, it must act now because allowing the Russians to load nuclear fuel rods at the site will make Iran essentially immune from attack by Israel, because once the rods in the reactor are in place, an attack on the reactor risks spreading radiation in the air and perhaps into the water of the Persian Gulf. The fuel will be loaded on August 21st. This is the start of the physics launch of the reactor, said Sergei Nakov, a spokesman for Rostom, the Russian energy state nuclear corporation. From that moment, the Bashir plant will be officially considered a nuclear energy installation. Russia is currently operating under a $1 billion contract with Iran and has worked for over a decade on the reactor that I would add is peaceful. Scrolling up on the article, you can see the Fox News propaganda piece where they are preparing the public for this new war. As a signatory to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, Iran has the right to build nuclear reactors for its civil energy needs. By the way, they import around just about half their gasoline because they don't have the refineries. They're too expensive. They have lots of oil, but not enough refineries. And so they need this power for electricity. They're not allowed to have it. Iran has long claimed its nuclear program is for peaceful power-generated purposes and would help free up oil and gas resources for export, thus generating additional hard currency revenues. Bolton and the neocons refuse to accept that the facility will produce nuclear energy and insist it will be used to create nuclear weapons. According to Bolton, once the reactor is operational, it is only a matter of time before it begins producing plutonium that could be used in a nuclear weapon. And, to quote him, in the normal operation of the reactor, in just a short period of time, you could get substantial amounts of plutonium to use as nuclear weapons, Bolton told Fox. So they are talking about needing to strike Iran in the next 6 to 7 days before they load the fuel rods, because if you bomb an active nuclear site, it will create something bigger than Chernobyl and rain down radiation all over Asia.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 5 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey Guy will include 3 sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 sport Berkey water bottles and free shipping. An $87 value, yours free. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
The economy is crumbling, debt soaring, and the possibility of World War III is increasing. I started survivalistseeds.com from my dining room table with a small bucket of seed and a single rotating banner ad on prisonplanet.com. 2 years later, we've sold over 40,000 pounds of heirloom seeds, becoming the largest bulk seed seller to the public. The majority of our customers are Alex Jones listeners. Now I'm offering 50 all-organic garden varieties, 10,000 heirloom seeds, a garden planner, and a CD teaching you how to save seeds so your children's children will always have healthy food. Don't wait until it's too late. I'm Big John Lipscomb, and my company is survivalistseeds.com.
You've got your gold, water filters, and storable food. Now for complete self-sufficiency, make your own fuel with Revenor.com. Don't laugh. A quality still from Revenor.com and our free book included with every still is all you need to beat the high cost of gas and stop dependence on foreign oil. Find out how easy it is to legally make your own alcohol fuel at REVENOOR.com or call 503-662-4173. Revenor.com. Find quality alcohol stills.
Did somebody say stills? That's how Grandpappy made his own sour mash, and you can too. Revenue stills can be used to make brandies, liquors, whiskey, vodka, and more. All perfectly legal with a permit. You should check into having your own Revenue still at Revenor.com. That's REVENOOR.com. Or call 503-662-4173. 1-year warranty on all stills from Revenor.com. Find quality alcohol stills.
Is your debt problem a ticking time bomb? Thanks to a new financial consumer relief program designed in response to the economic crisis facing millions of Americans, you don't have to wait until it's too late to defuse your debt. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card bills and are struggling to make minimum payments, get ready to take down this number for free information that could potentially save your home, the lifestyle you're accustomed to, and your family's financial well-being. But don't wait. Studies show that if most debt problems are confronted directly, beneficial settlements, manageable monthly payments, and quick restoration of credit are more easily attained, potentially saving you thousands of dollars in interest charges, fees, and unpaid debt. Don't procrastinate. Call now for your free information and begin putting your economic house in order today. To qualify for this program, you must have $10,000 in credit card debt. Call the American Debt Associates at 800-876-2966. 800-876-2966. Again, 800-876-2966.
We are back live. Again, thank you for joining us on this live Monday edition. We will talk more later in the broadcast about the situation with Iran. But I did want to get into a press release put out by Harvard University. Harvard University Fund sells all Israeli holdings. Any holdings, any investments in Israeli-based companies, Harvard has sold them and is moving more into communist Chinese holdings. all these major universities, just like other quasi-governmental institutions, like the University of Texas at Austin, have tens of billions of dollars of investments. And a lot of these investments, of course, they were pushed into buying by Bernie Madoff and others. But in another blow to Israeli shares, the Harvard management company notified the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, on Friday that it had sold all its holdings in Israeli companies during the second quarter of 2010. What's going to happen to Israeli companies if World War III starts in the Middle East with Iran? No reason for the sale was mentioned. The Harvard management company manages Harvard University's endowment. Harvard Management Company stated that it's in its 13F form that it sold 483,590 shares in Teva Pharmacological Industries, Ltd., Nice Systems, Checkpoint Software Technologies, Partner Communications, Celicom Israeli, and a whole bunch of other companies. Harvard Management Company, 13F form, shows some investing trends in its largest holdings, each worth 295 million, or iShares, ETFs, one with Chinese equities and the other on emerging markets. Harvard also owns 181 million in Brazilian ETF. So that's some of the other foreign holdings. They have billions and billions in their endowment. Last time I checked UT, it was over $50 billion in their endowment. But they're raising the tuition cost and raising parking fees and raising the dorm cost. All these major universities are. And you go get a $100,000 degree, and then it's near worthless for you. So we'll be talking more about that. But why would Harvard and many other institutions be completely divesting in Israel? Well, because a full-out war in the Middle East, Israel is sure to be attacked by Syria, by Lebanon, and by other countries in the region as part of a large war. And even if Israel comes out victorious using their nuclear weapons, it is going to destroy much of the industry and tourism in that region. But Obama and the globalists, to get their world government established, need this political smokescreen. Because in Israel and the United States and England, if we're in a major war, most people will still rally around the government as if it is the flag, as if it is the country, as if that is what is patriotic when our governments have been seized by criminal interest. And what did Robert Shapiro and many others say in the last month in the Times of London and other publications, including the Financial Times and Associated Press? They said Obama needs a new Oklahoma City or 9/11 event so that he can look strong and have a political distraction going into the November elections. And his approval rating continues to plunge every week. Within 6 months of being in office, he's now been in for almost a year and a half, or now over a year and a half, been in since January of last year. So that's over a year and a half. Within 6 months, he had the lowest approval rating of any president 6 months in. Now it's the lowest of any president a year and a half in. He's breaking records. And their whole agenda is in trouble. It's all or nothing. They've committed so many crimes with looting pension funds and tens of trillions in bailouts to private banks and all the no-bid contracts and the $4+ trillion missing at the Pentagon under Clinton, Bush, and now Obama. All of their crimes are coming out. Patriots, anti-globalists, are winning elections at the state and federal level. In every major primary, the establishment candidates are losing. The system knows there's a major political realignment happening globally, and they are panicking big time right now. So they want to escalate wars in the Middle East. They want to go into Iran. They want to bombard Iran. They lied for the last 2 years and said U.S. forces and Halliburton contractors were not in Pakistan. 3 weeks ago, they admitted, okay, we've got massive contractors there. They need these wars as distractions, and they're big payoffs to the military-industrial complex as well. We're going to go to break. We're going to come back with a very interesting and informative guest. This is going to be a major newsmaker. Lieutenant General Hamid Gul will be joining us from Pakistan on the other side of this quick break. Of course, when the Wikileaks documents came out, I said it looked like propaganda within those battlefield reports, and that's what the general says as well.
We're on the march. The empire